Right, welcome back, ladies and gents. We have just been speaking to Nil. We've got plenty more to do for him, and we have just been into the heart of the Eclipse cult and met what they call the Buried Shadow, and what we call Hades. And Hades, come on, Hades tried to kill us once again, but we escaped, and in doing so we collapsed the focus network, which is allowing us into Sunfall undetected, and below Sunfall is the facility that we now know as Project Zero Dawn. And we need to know what that's all about. But there's plenty of other people to serve in this world. We've served Nil, killing the bandits. We can serve Talana up in... Where is it? Hunter's Blind. And with Gira. Gira's an Ossaram, and she's really worried about her husband. She calls us Little Spark, which I think is wonderful. The Ossaram have such a lovely turn of phrase, which is all kind of descended from their love of working with metal. Okay, this is the nearest place we've got to go here, so let's go here. I've also noticed there's some skills that we need to spend, so let's do that. Okay, what did I say we were going to do? I said we were going to grab this scavenger. Increased chance for extra resource. We should have done it ages ago. We really should. We got one left, and what we're going to do is we're going to head down this route to strengthen our heavy spear attack. But we need plenty more for that. Mods, we haven't got anything new and interesting at the moment. But we did get a rope caster in the last one, which I thought was funky. But we're going to head up here to see if we can get a handle on where Gira's husband is. He's a trader, but he's got lost on the way through Day Tower. There's some glint hawks over there. Okay, and some broadheads. I think I can override these guys. I think. Yes. I don't like horses. Did you know that? No. Is our silent strike good enough to take these guys down? Yes. Broadhead heart, there we go. Okay, let's keep going. I'm gonna grab you all the way through. And you. Oh, we've got a glint hawk, knows who we are.
Turning back. Now they're hunting me.
We've done okay. We've done okay. Just got through it. Oh, we've got a little side quest. I think this is one where we
the bridge Jira mentioned. Now to see if I can find his tracks.
This is completely separate, but what I'll do is I'll pick this up. This is Huckert.
Find help.
Easy now. What's your name? What happened?
Hackert. find help for Pitchcliff. The Glindorks keep attacking. They'll kill my brother. Everyone.
Not if I have anything to say about it.
Okay. Pitchcliff, Pitchcliff, Pitchcliff. Where is that now? We were up here before in Pitchcliff, but now we've been told that there is an attack of Glinthawks. So that's something else we need to do, but... Oh.
No telling how many people pass this way. But this was a man with a cart, so...
Okay, so Kira's husband has a cart. I think we get to enjoy some
He left the road.
nice machines here. Fox skin, good. Let's just see what we got. No, we still need those fish. Loads of fish. And a boar. And a raccoon. Okay, we're coming up here.
End of the tracks. Well, that doesn't make any sense. What's around here? Someone's possessions. Kendart's? There's goods scattered everywhere. And a little blood, too. Either he fell, or... There's enough blood to worry me.
Kendart's injured. He's succumbed to some machines, seemingly.
No more blood. Must have had time. This chest looks like it's of Oseram making. At least he's easy to follow. I just hope he's okay.
Okay. He's easy to follow. I'd like to highlight the tracks, but these tramplers seem to be ignoring us, which is good.
The barrel. This scent reminds me of... Did it roll downhill?
Where are you, son? There he is. Where's he gone? There he is. Oh, he's dragged his cart all the way up here somehow.
Am I glad to see you, stranger?
Are you Kendart? I'm a friend of Jira's.
Huh? I'm a husband of Jira's.
She heard you'd gone missing. I tracked you. What happened?
I was coming to join her. A sandstorm blew in, I sought shelter. It didn't work out. And here I am getting read as a Karja priest, my goods scattered in a herd of tramplers. There's only so much you can do to make me look less of an idiot. But could you get back my scrapper sap?
That would be the stuff down there with the herd of tramplers?
I'm not proud, I'm just a brewer, and maybe 5 bottles of that is worth more than I am to Jira.
Okay, right down there. So what do we got? Oh, we got 2 of these bad boys. Thunder gubbins. How many of these? Right. What we're going to do is we're going to test out our new... What should we get rid of? We're going to test this one out. That's our fire. That's our... Let's get rid of... Well, what I'll do first, we'll set the scene. Let's go and do this over here. Let's give ourselves... Let's remind ourselves what they're like. So they're weak. Their bodies are weak to freeze. Probably weak. Let's look at our quests here. What have we got in regard to tutorials? So we've got our rope caster, behemoths, rockbreakers, thunderjaws, and stormbirds. So these are behemoths, aren't they? Oh, they're tramplers. Tie down with the Karja rope caster. Have we got that? No, we've only got the shadow rope caster. What other ones have we got? Shoot off elemental canisters with the sharp shot arrow. Trip machines with blast wires. Okay, let's do this one.
Set it on something closer.
Peppering it around the place, and then just by design things will happen. Okay, so we've got enough blast wires to protect ourselves at the moment. Let us put this shadow rope caster up the top here. Can we take out all of them? No, that's the thing. Let's look what we've got in terms of... Let's see over here. Oh, my word, my word, my word.
This is where it ends.
Okay, they found me. Okay, now what? No, that's not what I wanted.
Keep it down.
That's not what I wanted. Not setting on fire very much, are they? Because they're weak to freeze, that's why. Okay, let's continue with this.
Stay still.
There we go. Oh. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go. There's another one on the brink. Gone. Right, now what?
Out already?
Let's just get all of their sacks and all sorts of things off. Whoa! One time down. Well, they're tied down for quite a long time, aren't they? There we go. Burn, my pretties. There we go. We'll get his undercarriage. Oh! But not out of ideas. Kind of out of ideas. I think the sling might have been the best thing. There we go. Now burn, my pretties. Burn. Right, I took down a hell of a lot of tramplers there. That was fun. That was very fun. What are you going to give me? You're going to give me handling coils. You're going to give me fire coils. I could do with a purple one.
Good meat.
Killed a fox. Just going to collect all of this stuff. Oh, here we go. Purple. Nice and purple. 36 tear coil, okay. Look at that. We fitted that in our pouch. That was impressive. Right. Where's this scrapper sap? So that's another bottle. Any more? Any more scrapper sap? Let's get all these parts first. Right, look, I'm out of ideas with the. There's one over there. One more. There we go. Okay. Back up we go to you, mate. To Kendert. So he's worried about going back to Gira without his inventory because he doubts whether he's worth more than than his cartload of alcohol. The Osram do like their alcohol.
Huntress. Thank you. Oseram's finest, this stuff. Keeps you warm in a snowstorm, strips the grit out of a gear wheel.
Kendert, why did you set out so unprepared?
Hammer to steel of the matter is, I did it for love. When Jira said she wanted to leave the claim, I consulted with the Ilderman. I won't repeat what they said. You won't like it.
You've got me curious.
No, I've already dug myself a hole deep enough to swallow a thunderjaw. It was my mistake not going with her. I've had time enough to see that. Maybe it's not too late.
You'll find her stocking up at Day Tower. Good luck.
Right, you can take back his stuff.
I'll be heading off soon. This saloon of hers, what's it like?
Roomy.
If I never have to see Red Rock again.
Okay. A good place to farm some of these bad boys, some Thunderjaws. But maybe not yet. We can return to Gira now. You're an invincible boar.
It's not what I imagined when I was a boy, but it's decent work keeping the city safe.
Right, up to Daytower. I think we may come across
Take a
another
look at these wares.
little mission as well soon.
Snow chill itches.
Hello, Gira.
Fine goods for a fair price.
Arja just
Little
needs some
spark.
time.
Any sign of that man?
I found him, Jira. I think you two
Jira,
will
not
have a
Gira.
lot to talk about.
I like a good story. And a good drink. It's why I'm good at what I do.
He's bringing you both. Kendrick wants to be with you. He regrets that he took the word of the Ealdorman.
Women know their place in the claim, was their word. It's the Karja's son that bakes their brains and gives them such thoughts.
That's...
The tribe. You can't bear a grudge. It'd make you go mad. My silly man. Little Spark, how can I thank you? There'll always be a drink for you at Hunter's Gathering.
These aren't goods, they're necessities.
It's interesting. Ayla was shocked at that because her tribe,
Don't pass up these
actually,
goods.
the females have more sway than the males. It's a matriarchal society.
Cost you a shard just to
But
look.
with the Osseram, it looks like it's a patriarchal
You'll like what I
society.
have for sale, I promise.
So they don't understand each other.
Buy
But
what you need,
it
leave
looks
the
like
rest.
the Osseram that have left the
Only
claim
the finest goods here. See for yourself.
are able to
These
imbibe
aren't goods, they're
the cultural
necessities.
thoughts of others,
Won't cost you a shard just to look.
and that's very
That's all
cool.
there is in the new glands.
Won't find better wares.
Well, we get to speak to this guy at some point, and I just can't remember when we do.
I'm busy, Nora. If you need something, speak to Captain Balan in the parapet by the market building.
Okay, it wants us to go for Sunfall, but I think we should go and see Talana at Lone Light. So let's head over. Oh, what's this? That's the Weapons of the Lodge. We've done that. Okay, we'll carry on. Beautiful technique of getting down there, Aloy. Over these fantastic bridge. And then this is Lone Light. It looks like a Karja stronghold. But they have a problem at the moment. And what is that problem? Let's have a look. Talana has accepted a Hunter's Lodge contract with Aziz, which Aziz refused. Helping a village under constant attack from machines, what could be causing the onslaught? Ah, so could it be a situation we had at with the nuke, in that there's something that's calling them in there? Instead of calming them, it's enraging them and calling them in to attack. Look at this, this is beautiful.
About time you showed up.
Thank you.
More Glen Hawks incoming.
Okay, so let's get our fire arrows out. What have we got here? Let's... Got one there. One there. Okay, what I'm going to do...
Look up at that Glen Hawk!
Well, that should burn him up beautifully. Trouble is finding where they are. Here we go. Right, you burn up, mate. Now, where's... Okay, critical hit. Try again with one of these. Beautiful.
More coming.
More coming. Should Burning that. Come on, mate. There we go. Right, they should be downed here, but they're all the way up here. Which is frustrating. Frustrating.
I dropped it!
Right, come on then. There we go. He's dropped. One more. I'm going to pick this one.
I'll hit next time.
Oh, he's dropped his goodness down the bottom there. Don't think I'll be travelling down. That's enough. Glint hawks. Those fire arrows really do well with them because it stops them attacking. And you can let them burn while you focus on the next one and drop the next one and just keep going around. 3 fire arrows notched up. I think even 1 or 2 sets them on fire. But when you breach their elemental limit, then they stop attacking you for a little while. They have a little cooldown period which you can utilise in either continuing the damage upon it or focusing on another enemy. Well, the Banuk, the book. Oh, this is a guide to the Banuk. Fantastic. Oh, shall we wait to read this? Let's wait to read this until we go up the top. Because it's not thematic at the moment, is it? Let's wait to read this. I will remember. And if I don't, you'll remind me. Talana, we did it.
That seems to have taken care of them.
But more always come. The soldiers at Morning's Watch don't even bother to fight them anymore.
Seems like they're coming from upriver. I can track them back to the
Ah,
source, but if more come here,
I'll watch the village. You go ahead.
I thought you wanted to do this together.
You don't need me to hold your hand.
I think I remember this now. Okay, let's just see if there's anything around here we can pick up.
This one back the wrong side.
No. Okay, Lone Lights, you're a beautiful little village, town. But let's go further afield to find the cause of this little attack that's going on. Let's follow up river here. So we're exiting Lone Lights. We can catch up with this glint hawk that toppled down here. Let's head along, and I believe we may enjoy some snap moors.
These will keep.
Oh, another flower, another poem. The dust of many crumbled cities settles over us like a forgetful doze, but we are older than those cities. We began as a mineral, we emerged into plant life and into the animal state and then into being human, and always we have forgotten our former states, except in early spring when we slightly recall being green again. That's nice. That's nice, and of course these guys have forgotten their former states. The humans, the Homo sapiens that have been allowed to continue being in this world, in this revived world. We're going to find out more about that. But they have forgotten their former states for a reason that I find fascinating. Right, more glint hawks.
More glint hawks.
Oh, he didn't burn. He didn't burn. Oh man. I messed that up big style, didn't I? Messed that up. Right, come on. not on target with these guys at the moment. Might be now. Fire. Fire. So we only need one. It's interesting. Right, no one else is bothered. Okay, well, significant concentration of machines around here. They are, Glint Hawks are after these down machines, they're scavengers. So they have been attracted by all these carcasses of machines.
There are snap maw carcasses everywhere. No wonder the Glint Hawks were drawn here.
There we go. Plenty going on here. So some kind of hunters. They've pretty much pillaged them all of their parts, bar a few bits of blaze canisters here and there. They're taking the good stuff. But we will investigate. There's more over here. How much wire we got now? We got so much. A few episodes back we were so short on wire. I think it's I'm not using many of these anymore. I'm utilising these that don't require wire. Oh! Missed something down here.
Those blinds up there concentrate. Amateurs will leave easy tracks to follow.
Missed the track. They've really sort of... It's like a quarry, isn't it? They've allowed themselves to get up this ravine.
These must be the snap maw hunters.
So it's a bit of an enclosed camp. It's pretty awesome. No one's finding them here. Snap maw hunters. Carja ones.
I'm here on behalf of the nearby village. Seems your kill zone is creating a Glint Hawk problem for them.
Yeah, well, they're not the only people with problems. If we don't get enough snap maw hearts to pay off a loan, we lose everything.
I don't follow.
I borrowed shards to buy seeds. The harvest went bust, and now they're coming for the debt. We could lose the farm, our home.
I'm sorry about that, but Glint Hawks are attacking people because of what you're doing here.
Not my problem. None of us are leaving until I get what I came for.
None of us?
You didn't think it was just us two, did you? You already have one? Now that's impressive.
Oh.
All right then.
There, the heart you need. Now what about your promise?
A deal's a deal. And now I can pay off my debt. We won't be back.
Good. Keep it that way.
Have you seen Dune?
Aloy.
It reminded me of this area where they arrive here to find the... I can't remember what the name of the people are that they come to meet here. But it reminds me as they come out of the shadows. Okay, so we were going to have to go off and grab the heart there, but we had it in stock, so we were able to give them, and we've sorted out a problem. But Talana's happy with that outcome.
Congratulations are in order. I wanted to make sure you could handle yourself.
You were watching the whole time?
Of course. Tarkus, May the sunlight is passing taught me many things. First of which was, a hawk never abandons their thrush.
Wait. Are you saying...
I'd like to
we're in.
sponsor you for membership. What do you say to hunting machines, winning trophies, and unseating Assis?
Hell yes.
I'm in. I'll meet you back at the lodge as soon as I'm able.
Brilliant. Okay, we're in. We've got a club. We're not just Nora anymore. We've got a club. We're part of the Hunter's Lodge. And why not? We're one of the most experienced, skilled hunters in the whole of the lands. And we're going to prove it. We're going to damn prove it. We're going to unseat Aziz. We're going to show him who's boss. And this Redmore, have you heard of this Redmore? I don't know if he's real, but I'll tell you what, if he is, he's no match for us. We are going to get him, and we are going to fuck him. Right. Return to the Hunter's Lodge. Let's do that. Yeah, I'm so glad we're in. We impressed Talana.
Oseram decide what to do with him, but he tried to kill.
Come take a look. I'll give you a good price. Don't pass up these good. I've got all the best.
Here's our home. Our clubhouse. There's Legan, he's a good guy.
Glad I stopped for a bit.
Right, what's Talana got in store for us? Oh, we've got to go and see Aziz. What are we going to tell him about the fact that we took on this job that he didn't want to do?
Talana, always a pleasure. I see you've brought your pet.
And now we're
Greetings,
a thrush.
Sunhawk. I hereby sponsor Aloy of the Nora for membership in the Hunter's Lodge.
No. Look at her. She's lowborn, a savage. This is beneath even you, Talana.
She has fulfilled the requirements, and Sun King Avad decreed the lodge should be open to all. She did save his life, but I'm sure he'll listen to your prejudice over his own common sense. Would you like to take it up with him?
The word of the Sun King is indeed law. Even though it will bring ruin to the lodge, so be it. Do you, Aloy of the Nora, pledge to act rightly and nobly when in service to the lodge all the days to follow?
I do.
Members of the lodge, even though Tarkus is barely cold, I present to you Aloy of the Nora. Member and Thrush, what say you all?
To the hunt!
Sponsoring an outlander. While you make meaningless gestures, I'll be finding Redmaw.
Okay, so he's gone off to find Redmore now because he's upset that he's had to do what's been decreed. He respects Avar, but he doesn't respect this decision at all. So we've got a mission here. Talana instructed Aloy to improve her standing in the lodge by bringing back Thunderjaw and Stormbird trophies. Okay. Okay.
This is a good day.
I know why I hate Assis. Why do you?
My family has always boasted members in the lodge. My father and brother were both hawks. Assis let their sacrifice be forgotten.
What sacrifice?
They died in a massacre. They should be honored as hawks. Instead, Assis will not let anyone mention it.
Let's hear about this massacre.
What happened in the massacre?
King Duran's paranoia knew no bounds. He sent thousands of innocents to die in the Sun Ring. When the Hawks of the Lodge called for him to stop the slaughter, he threw them in the ring too. Yet when the machines attacked the condemned, more Hawks leapt into the ring to defend them. And my father and brother were among them.
I'm so sorry. What happened to the men in the Sun Ring?
They died fighting. If you wish to hear the story, Legan can tell it better. He saw it with his own eyes. I did not.
That's what we'll do.
The morning of the massacre, my father told me to meet him outside the city. He told me they were planning an escape. I waited for hours until a message came from my father. I had to leave the city. So I fled when I should have fought by his side.
He didn't want you to die with them.
Nor would he want their names forgotten. Especially by the man who benefited most from their deaths, Assis.
Right, so more about the
How
family.
did your family come to be members of the Lodge?
Karja noble houses have sent sons to the Lodge for generations. Because they needed another place to lord over the commoners. I want to change that. The idea that someone is worthy or not by virtue of birth alone. Everyone thinks they have me pegged as soon as they hear Talana Khan Padish. I hate that.
I understand. My whole life I lived as an outcast from the Nora. They would have been the first to say I wasn't one of them. Yet as soon as I leave the sacred lands, everyone calls me Aloy of the Nora.
Love this.
It should be Aloy despite the Nora.
I didn't know. I'll remember that.
That's amazing. It's such a good phrase. Aloy despite the Nora. Yeah. When she's within them, she's not one of them. When she's without them, she's not one of anyone else. But people say that she is of the Nora. So she has no place. But despite that, being an outcast, she's managed to garner the skills, defend herself, defend others. She is as worthy of respect and inclusion as anyone. And she does need it. This is where her defiance, her kind of stoicism comes from. It's having to survive without being accepted, but deep down everyone needs to be accepted. But everywhere she goes and everyone she helps, she's gaining respect. She doesn't need respect. She just needs I don't know. Her driving force at the moment, the more people she helps, the more she realises that to serve people is its own reward. And she just is happy at the moment, wandering from person to person to help them on her way to her greater quest. And what will that greater quest teach her? Maybe what she is doing already.
What's Redmaw?
Few have seen it. A thunderjaw marked by years of battle. Some say it still bears the marks of over a dozen hunters on its flank. How many it has trampled along the way, we may never know. When members go hunting and never return, we often blame Redmaw. But to me, it's more than legend. It's the only machine that will unseat Assis. My sponsor nearly had it, but he didn't make it.
I'm sorry.
Tarkus sponsored me out of loyalty to my family. He was my last link to them, besides the lodge itself. I have to unseat Assis.
Okay, let's go and speak to Legan and see if he can tell us more about the Red
Now
Rage.
that you're a Thrush, you should improve your reputation. Why don't you hunt down a Thunderjaw and a Stormbird?
You want me to go trophy hunting?
You're not just any Thrush. You're mine. And you better make me look good.
But what about Redmaw?
I will find him. And when I do, I expect you to be there.
Okay. Right, we won't do that yet. Let's go and speak to Legan.
Two new thrushes in one day. Makes a hawk proud.
Let's hear about the massacre.
Can you tell me what happened during the massacre?
A terrible time. King Jiran purged loyal subjects and traitors alike throughout the Sundom. He even called out members of our lodge.
Why?
Some spoke out against the killing. And when the soldiers came for them, we all objected. And for that crime, Those who were not arrested were forced to watch our comrades murdered in the Sun Ring. I shouldn't say more.
Why not? You should say more.
Please, tell me what happened that day in the Sun Ring.
Normally, victims of the Sun Ring fell within minutes as the crowd cheered their deaths. But not with our Hawks. They stood alone against wave after wave of machines. Hours passed, the men taking turns fighting as the others rested. The crowd's mood turned, rallying around our men. Some of them left, their bloodlust unsated. We members stayed and watched till nightfall.
A bit like Gladiator, but instead of the Colosseum, it's the Sun Ring.
What happened in the Sun Ring at nightfall?
The sun had set, and only firelight and the glow from the machines lit the ring. It was then the court released a behemoth. Several Hawks at once jumped into the ring to fight alongside the condemned. They had snuck in their weapons. I wish I had as well. The machine didn't discriminate. It crashed into the stand, devastating spectator and fighter alike. It was a slaughter.
How did it end?
How did the battle in the Sun Ring come to an end?
Talana's father climbed atop a behemoth and with one well-placed spear destroyed it, just as a second knocked him to his death. Her brother and the others fought this second behemoth, falling one by one as they put themselves between the beast and the stands. And so we and the spectators were saved. Those who had once cheered for their deaths thanked the dying men for their very lives.
What a brave end. And how terrible that no one speaks of it.
I think that's as Aziz is doing. He's not revering those that died in the Sun Ring because he perhaps still thinks that Duran had a point. Or at least he's loyal to the former king. And maybe Avad is pissing him off with meddling with the lodge.
Who else just became a thrush?
Arctic. I see him rising to the top very quickly. He reminds me of myself at his age.
What will you say when I bring in a Thunderjaw trophy?
That's a wonderful goal. Perhaps you can have Arctic give you some tips.
Let's go try and find Arctic.
Do you know where Redmaw is?
I do not. Rumor of it spreads quickly within the lodge. As soon as it is spotted, it disappears again. I must say I'm surprised by your achievements. Bringing in a stalker already.
Save your surprise. I'm just getting started.
Okay. Arctic we need. Bashad. There he is. He's Banuk. Arctic, you're Banuk.
So you're a thrush too now. But you've only gotten a stalker trophy while I've already bagged a Thunderjaw. You've done well enough. It's probably better for you to stop now, you know, before you tackle something you can't handle. So you're a thrush too now, but you...
Okay. That is the segue we need. To hear more about the Banuk. Where is that? I think it's down here. A guide to Banor and the Banuk. We picked this up in low light, long light, big light, something light. Ah, the sun shines golden on these times, where one can experience the whole world without leaving the streets of Meridian. For the gates are thrown open and the world comes to us. And yet, as I walked on the markets, I heard a question on the air again: what to make of the Banuk? These stoic, silent northern hunters, these men and women of the ice. Unfortunately for my investigations, Banuk outlanders seldom remain in Meridian long enough for exhaustive study. It is believed their cold blood does not take well to the heat. And if I was to seek this knowledge, I would have to undergo the ordeal of taking up travel pack and quill and journeying to their homeland. And so it came to be that I spent a miserable time living among the Banuk in frigid Banor. Well, this is a Karja dude, isn't it? That's weird that they would put themselves into that amount of discomfort. Though the Banuk speak of their territory in reverent tones, put plainly, it is the most uncomfortable place in the world. There is beauty, soaring glaciers of jeweled hues, billows of steam that erupt from the earth, whirling auroras in the skies above. Yes, yes, but the novelty quickly passes and the bone-freezing chill remains. It's a country of the moon, for in the day the sun is reduced to a needle's eye through the grey, and in the night the moon rises 4 times the width. There is no welcome, not in the land nor from its people, though I lived among one of the weraks, something like a group of families, but without the civility of a noble house. Each member must prove that they possess the will to survive alone. They seek to always be challenged, whether at the jaws of a machine or simply in their daily existence. I tried to explain my position, that a Karja faces a challenge, devises a solution, and then with the challenge overcome can live in contentment. This concept horrified them. It was made clear that when I expected to sleep, I must dig out my own hollow in the snow for my tent. When I expected to eat, I must hunt food myself. I hid my disappointment. After all, I had participated in a hunting trial or 2 in my time and accepted. On the 3rd morning, I was able to bring down a rabbit, much like those seen in the plains, but with a downy snow coat. Upon presenting my prize to the werak, I received only blank stares until one indicated I must skin and prepare it. Reader, I will spare you the details. The experience nearly changed me to eat only maize bread forevermore. I had barely finished my gory portion before the Banuk set off on a machine hunt with their shaman, a man with machine bindings sewn into his very skin, perhaps another challenge to decency. He claimed to sense the machine spirits close by, and sure enough, the hunters and I followed tracks in the snow to a grazer herd. The Banuk made short work of them with their spears, and stuck with a curious desire to prove myself. I threw myself into stripping a fallen machine for parts. Well, of course, in our move to understand more about the Banuk in the DLC, we come across these shaman. We come across one nearby here, but in coming across these shaman, we do see the wire weaved in their skins, and we also know someone else that has got that, and that's Silence. And Silence has had contact with the Banuk. So in our investigating the mysteries that go on up in the cut, I keep calling it the cut, I can't remember if it is or not, we can ask about Silence. Instead of praise for my initiatives, I was subjected to the shaman's cursing and wailing and hauled back to a camp by Sullen Hunter. Eventually, she explained that the machine spirits must be thanked for the gift of a successful hunt before any parts are harvested. Truly, I was despairing of the shifting wiles of Banuk culture and longed for the certainty of the sun's guidance. That night, mercifully my last, my companions and another werak gathered under a pitiless clear sky to exchange songs. Their way of recording history. We'll see more about that too. Some understand the glyphs but choose not to use them, asking, what is a song without voices? By this point I knew better than to answer. My deeds warranted a whole verse in the song of my companions, but from what I could make out, much was lost in the translation. Still, there was laughter enough, and many promised to leave me a Banuk farewell mark for our time together. I parted ways with the werak, not far from the high bloom, and set about climbing down to the dawn's sentinel, and with it, sun-blessed civilization. As for the farewell marks, I saw no such thing. When I packed my wetly frozen belongings, another Banuk mystery, perhaps, and my advice to you, dear reader, is it to let these people keep their mysteries to themselves? No, we're going to find out more about these dudes and their ways. Sometimes they don't question it. They're more at one with the world, with the machines and the world, and the thrill of the hunt. It's interesting there. They talk about contentment. Overcame can live in contentment, and so that's probably the problem that we in the Western culture have, is seeking happiness. We think if we overcome a challenge, devise it and crack it, we will receive this enlightenment. When it's not, that's not what happiness is. Happiness is engaging in a challenge, enjoying the solution, and when the challenge is overcome, finding the next challenge, finding that obstacle and overcoming it. happiness doesn't live at the end of a journey. Happiness is the journey.
Only gotten a stalker trophy while I've already bagged a Thunderjaw. I ain't done well enough. It's probably better for you to stop now, you know, before you tackle something you can't handle.